चरणों में प्रणाम। विषम परिस्थितियों से अपने आप को निकाल कर अपने आसपास धनात्मक ऊर्जा का प्रवाह कर जो भी हम फेस कर रहे हैं या हमारे सामने जो विपत्ति आई है उस विपत्ति का दृढ़ संकल्पित होकर सामना करना और उस पर विजय पाना, ये हमारे राष्ट्र की परंपरा रही है। उन्हीं परंपराओं में आज हमारा देश एक ऐसे वायरस के साथ लड़ रहा है जहां की कई सारे योद्धा अपने अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में काम करके उस कोरोना वायरस से लड़कर लोगों को जीवन दान दे रहे हैं, लोगों को जीवन को बचा रहे हैं। नमस्कार, I, Dr. Sudhir Bharadwaj, welcome you all in the evening session of today's conference. That web seminar or web conference is mainly focused on that coronavirus, that situation, epidemic situation, and academic part, how we have to make a platform for the student. Friends, in that situation, teacher have to play a very big role because we want to maintain our academic work. We just want to plan a work plan like student would easy to communicate with everyone. So Association of Registered Pharmacists, they decided that we'll work together with Divine International Group of Institution and will make a one platform for all over the student, academician, researchers, and all professionals they are working in the pharma sector. Friends, really, this is very a crucial time for everyone. We are facing a very big problem. But pharmacists really played a very important role in that all aspects. In the morning session, Dr. Sraf also shared that everyone is playing a very good role, and that is first time everybody is giving a respect to pharmacists. They are now using that somebody is there, that name that's called pharmacist. Otherwise, if you see the previous years, nobody knows who is pharmacist. But with the efforts, with the continuous working, where they are working, now we are renowned with the name of pharmacist. So Association of Registered Pharmacists is working for all the pharmacists. If they have completed B form or D form, they come on that platform. Now move forward. Whatever you would work in upcoming time, either you would work in the IPR, intellectual property rights, you would work in the community pharmacy, you are working in industry, anywhere. But before that, you must do that much knowledgeable that you can easy to serve for the society. You can play a good role for the society. So friends, in the morning session, I'll really again send to my thanks to everyone. You have given a lot of love to us, our society, our institute, our team. Around, if I'm looking forward to that, whatever the exact figure came to me, up to now, 16,000 people are reaching to our website, or around 10,500 people already watched the video or the first session. And that is really a very grand success, and that success just because of you all. You all supported us, that's why we are sharing this thing with the proud. Your love, your affection, your trust, and your timing, a very valuable timing that you are sharing with us, that is really remarkable. That is really tremendous for us. That is giving to us energy for us. So friends, once again, we are coming forward to the next session, and we are having a very special guest for today's evening session. Before introducing him, I would connect him so you can easy to watch him. Hello, Dr. Rohit. Good evening.
Hi, Dr. Sudhir. Thanks for inviting us to this platform.
No, it's my pleasure that you have taken you are coming with us and you have taken your so precious time for us. Sir, very welcome. I would like to welcome you on behalf of Divine International and on behalf of Association of Registered Pharmacists. As you know, sir, in the morning session,
Thank
we have
you.
completed one session of Dr. Saraf, the Vice President of PCI. And next session would be in your hand.
Yeah.
And I hope that you would 100%,
No.
it is the knowledge for everyone. You'll share your valuable talk to everyone. Number of people are coming on our site. So you'll definitely give your talk or knowledge to make them all informative. Friends, I welcome to Dr. Dutt. But before that, I would like to introduce him. He is a very, I would say, young and dynamic teacher. If I'll read the paper, I have one paper in my hand that is a one-page biodata called, but I think that's contain a 3 pages. So I'll just make in a 1 page, and I would give it to a very simple thing because Rohit did a lot of work. Dr. Rohit has a tremendous worker, so he did a lot of work in their field. But some of the things that really needed to explain you, so I'll just sharing that. Dr. Rohit Dutt is presently working in a professor and associated dean, School of Medical and Allied Sciences, GD Goenka University. He is a medical chemist with the expertise in computer-aided drug design. He had done a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences for MD University Rohtak and Masters in Pharmacy in Pharmacochemistry from GH University Hisar. He is having a 15 year of teaching experience and 2 years of industry experience with the Ranbaxy Limited. His expertise in the computer-aided design field enabled to him to conduct research in area of diverse nature. His research area include lead identification and optimization, chemical computation, structure activity, property relationship, pharmaceutical quality control, pharmaceutical technology, and biotechnology. Now, presently, he is pursuing research in the field of anti-cancer drug development from natural resources. His expertise is simply recognized by the fact that he is acting as a reviewer for review manuscript for the large number of national and international journals of reputable and some of mathematical tools developed by him for the drug design have been incorporated, leading software being marketed by various multinational companies. He has more than 50 research papers. They are research and some of the review publication in the in the international journal. Dr. Rohit also awarded for the best young pharmacy teachers award in 2015 by Nirali publication. He also during his PhD by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Haryana. Dr. Dutt has also published a number of books in the different publications. He's actively involved in the dissemination of scientific knowledge for babbling of society at the large level, contributing towards the common mission Swachh Bharat. I think he has given more than 100 lectures on the Swachh Bharat in the different places of Haryana and all the area of India. So if I'll read, the number of things are also available in paper, but I do not want to take more time for everyone because people are coming on web and they are eagerly waiting for you. They want to listen you. So I hope you would take your responsibility and just give a help or support to us and we'll start your lecture. So sir, please welcome for your precious lecture, please.
Thanks, Sudhir, for your generous introduction. I think I don't deserve such kind of a introduction. I'm just learning professional like you. And at the outset, I would like to congratulate the entire leadership of Association of Registered Pharmacists of India and Divine Education Society for organizing online conference. I think this conference will bridge the gap of continuous learning during this pandemic attack by COVID-19. So if you allow, I can start the session or still we have to wait it?
No, you can start the session, please.
Thank you. So I was hearing Dr. Saraf in the inaugural session that students have enriched themselves with the wealth of knowledge during the quarantine more than the teachers. And I think this is a positive transformation. And I can say academic revolution has opened his wings to explore the plethora of e-applications for the welfare of the society at large. The humanity has witnessed till date three main era of industrialization. You must be aware, everybody in the audience must be aware about it, that the first era of industrialization was started in 1760, when mechanical production was on the card and the railways and steam engines were developed. And the second era of industrialization followed in 1870, and it reaches up to 1940, where more of an electricity assembly line was augmented. And in the third industrial revolution, which started in 1960 to 2010, computers, semiconductors, mainframe computing, personal devices, internet was predominant. So that was I think the third industrial revolution was the main building block of the fourth era of industrial revolution, which has started now. Now I'm saying that we, in the last 1 month, we have gone through the pandemic attack, we have gone through quarantine kind of words in all literature or WhatsApp or in media. So now we are feeling that the academic revolution is on the card with the industrial revolutions. I would like to quote two examples, Sudhir, if you allow me to understand the pace of technology. First, that have you ever heard that iPhone, iPad, Kindle, 4G, Android, Instagram, and Snapchat, WhatsApp till 2006? We don't know about these apps till 2006. And see, after a decade of these applications, now it's a part of our lives. And precisely, if I say it's a part of our meals. And second example I will quote, that you compare the time taken by some of the essentialities app to reach 100 million customer, like telephone, the simple telephone. The simple telephone has taken 75 years of time to reach 100 million customer, and web has taken only 4 years. And if we compare Facebook, Facebook has taken 3 years. Instagram 2 years. And you must be aware about an app these days, which is a Chinese app, TikTok. It has taken only 3 months for 100 million users to download it. And now it has reached to 800 million people in 3 months. And a gaming app is also there, Pokemon Go. It has taken only 1 month to be downloaded by 100 million people. So I think the technology is taking a fair speed and a fair pace. And recently, I forgot to mention, during this pandemic, Arogya Setu app, can you guess about its users? Although it is heartening to me, when I was preparing for this talk, I have gone through the statistics and I was amazed by the response. It has become the most downloaded app who have reached to 50 million people in just 13 days. Just 13 days, it has taken to reach 50 million apps, 50 million people. Amazing. And it's for well-being also. I'm amazed by this fact that India has superseded so many downloaded apps. So all of us can sense the urgency. As Dr. Saraf has rightly said, there is an urgency to unlearn and relearn, irrespective of our domains, whether we are an industry pharmacist, whether we are a teacher, or whether we are students. So industry revolution doesn't mean that the corporate leaders are the only one who have to take care about this. No, this era is characterized by automation of all kind of tasks, artificial intelligence in all spheres of livings, robots, endless possibilities that the technology will open us in the time to come. Education industry is already being influenced by Internet of Things and other trends that is imposed by the IR 4.0. And we as an educator have to rethink about education, how to prepare the next generation to take advantage of all the new plethora of opportunities driven by artificial intelligence. Obviously, that fourth industrial revolution will dramatically change the way we relate to one another, way we live, way we work, way we educate our children. These shifts are enabled by smart technology, including artificial intelligence, big data, augmented reality, blockchain, Internet of Things, automation. So these technologies are disrupting every industry across the world at unprecedented speed. For our children to be prepared to engage in a world alongside smart machines, they will need to be educated differently than in the past. I would like to share some changes happening because of the fourth industrial revolutions. And basically, I have divided this talk into two parts that I will share some of the changes that is happening as a augmentation of artificial intelligence as a part of fourth industrial revolution, and in the later on part I will conclude with some suggestions that how to cope up with this phase. So I will quote some of the example that artificial intelligence have taken a large role in developing the drugs. If you talk about pharma along with big data, have you heard about 3D printing technology? Amazing technique. You can manufacture polypills as per your need, as per your preferences, as per your strength, size, flavor, color, precision. Just select the recipe, just select the formulation, and just put it in a 3D computer and just click it. 3D printing builds an object layer by layer, builds an object layer by layer. It's an amazing technique, 3D printing, and lot many pharmaceutical company who are technology rich are using these techniques. You can develop polypills and you can combine many drugs into a single formulations. Appreciation goes to Apprecia Pharmaceuticals, and a drug they have manufactured by 3D printing technology, levetiracetam by using 3D printer. What is named as ZipDose. ZipDose is a excellent integration of artificial intelligence for pharma industry. Other drugs have been also manufactured like guanfacine, nifedipine is another example. So amazing results the pharma companies are getting from AI integrations. Other example I can quote is the MediSafe medication reminder. You know that people generally often forget to take medicines. So simple smartphone apps are there. It will track your prescription. It will remind you when is the time to refill. So many Apple Watches are there. Apple integration is there for such reminders, pill reminders. Another example are Tap Time Vibe. Tap Time Vibe use vibration to remind you. MedMinder is another example. PillPack, it's a doorstep medication facility. PillPack is a doorstep medication facility. You need not to go anywhere, and a pharmacist will come and they will deliver this pill reminder as and when you need it. You need not to remind. You need not to make multiple reminders. So AI is integrating many folds. Means have we dreamt of that the prescription is basically prescription is taken care of by the pharmacist, which is sitting at a far distance. And third example I would like to quote from UAE, United Arab Emirates has augmented two robot pharmacy in a hospital. I think they take less than a minute to read a prescription and deliver the medication in the receiver box. Amazing. Less than a minute to read and deliver the medication to the customer. And it is so much augmented in UAE that a patient goes to the physician and the prescription is electronically transferred to the pharmacy, and the robot in the pharmacy takes less than a minute to deliver to receiver end. Amazing. It can, and I Google it out and ask for the capacity of the medicine it can store. It can store 30,000 medicines at a time. Another example is AV300 vein weaving system. The pocket size ultrasound by German Electronics. Need not to go in the emergency cases to take the patient to the ultrasound or X-rays. On spot, X-rays are available for easy treatment. IBM Watson for oncology. It's a complete database which uses your body scan to detect cancers and other diseases as well as predict health issues. People might face their genetics are so much augmented in this that they can predict whether a patient can have chances of a cancer. So CDASIS system, which is I think approved now by the FDA also. So amazing lines are there. In Delhi, I have seen the most famous, the Vinci line surgical robots. They generally provide surgeon a video feed of the patients during procedures. Obviously, the doctor is controlling that particular Da Vinci surgical robot line, but you can do. There are 10 arms robot, 4 arm robots, 6 arm robots, so you can do multiple operations. So amazing. Now the question arises for educators how to remain in pace, with the lightning speed of AI. And for this, I think I would like to conclude some of the suggestions to prepare for the first industry revolutions. First thing that came to my mind is that redefine the purpose of education. Redefining means that historically purpose of education has evolved based on the needs of the society during a particular period. Currently, the education serves to prepare people to take on the task of a job or a discipline to do something. But in case of meeting the pace with AI, we have to think about do anything instead of do particular something. We should be ready that the professionals can do anything with a skill set and a mindset rather than going for particular something one. Second thing that came to my mind is develop human potential. Although machines are mastering many tasks typically performed by humans, as I exemplified earlier also, the robots are doing the task of human beings. A pharmacist, a robot pharmacist is delivering the drugs in 1 minute. We know that. But the human being, but the people are still more adept to the creative endeavor and imagination and critical thinking, social interaction, and physical dexterity. Still, the people are not comfortable with the machines solely for each and every purpose. So the educational system of the future needs to be developed with these inherent abilities in humans, so they are equipped to partner with machines in future. Rather than we compete with the machines, we have to equip ourselves to deal the machines and augment the medical world with new learnings. Third thing which came to my mind is adapt to lifelong learning models. I think a book written by Alvin Toffler, the name of the book is Future Shock. He said that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn, as highlighted by Dr. Saraf in the morning. Also, it is strongly sensed that machine will take over all the jobs human do today. Although it is strongly sensed that the machine will take over jobs human do today, yet according to one report by Dell Technology future report, 85% of the jobs in 2030 don't exist yet. So don't worry about that. The job, the company, the industrial revolution will offer in 2030 are not still in the market. So we are well in time. We can augment ourselves with the AI applications, and we are well fit for the jobs. Structured education can no longer end after leaving school or college. Education must become a lifelong endeavor. Attributes such as creativity, curiosity, design thinking will be essential for the future workforce. And being a teacher, if the audience, I think, belongs to some of teaching community also, so we have to alter all the teaching learning methods. American philosopher John Dewey once said, if we teach to today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow. Think about it. Even though he lived well before the beginnings of fourth industrial revolution, but his words of wisdom are appropriate for today. Rather than teacher distilling information to the students that they memorize, teacher will become the guides to help the student and facilitate their own learnings and lines of inquiry. I think we have to change this technology. Now failure needs to be embraced. as an essential step of learning. Additionally, teaching will be more personalized, which will be supported by bringing in technologies such as AI and machine learning. Already the technology rich institution in multi-cities, in the major cities across India, has successfully implemented the learning management system as a teaching learning tool. I would like to ask the audience that, have you heard about Google Classroom, the most familiar one? I think they are aware of this term, not if not fully, they are aware of this term. Have you heard about Moodle Cloud? Have you heard about Genomio.com, the Sky, Canvas? So these are already in the market, learning management systems adopted by so many institutions across the globe, and in India also so many institutions are adopting it. But the large population are not aware about this thing. Large population are not aware about this thing. This is the point I would like to highlight, that we have to be technology rich. Every version of these softwares are freely available for a trial purpose. Go through it, make a course, add a presentation, make a video, and make an assignment in the end, and generate a certificate. These things you can do through this free trial softwares. You can just register yourself on Genomio.com, or you can register yourself on MoodleCloud.com. Propose a single course. Try it. Propose a single course, because in this pandemic, off days due to COVID-19, we have ample time to upgrade ourselves with the technology. So my sincere request through this platform is that go through it. Go through these websites. And you must be having your presentations, you must be having your video lecture ready, you must be having the quiz ready with you. Just post it with the learning outcomes and the methodology to be followed. Just enroll the students and see what is the response of the young minds. You will be amazed by the response, because I have tried it once and I got encouraging response in it. So try these kind of apps, and it will do wonder for you. And if you are having any difficulty, you can mail me also. So I will guide you accordingly how to make videos also. There are different sites which you can easily make your video lecture very animated. And I think you can, in one of the application I have seen, that you can make a film kind of a thing, where you can screen your entire chapter into a form of a film, and you can and students can enjoy it, because our brain system, 90% memory generally are comfortable with visuals. So why not to capture the visual memory of the students? Why not to make the amazing videos? You can go through Screencastify, you can go through Screencast-O-Matic, free screenrecording.com. So these are the video recording applications. You can do it. Just go through, just Google it out. You will find thousands of applications. But just get the rating from the official websites of some of the learning management systems, so that your privacy should be maintained. Another thing is the concept mapping. You must have heard about storyboard writing. So it's an excellent tool for making a concept mapping kind of a map, where a single diagram can explain each and everything. And you can design assessments on the Socrative app. Quizzes is another app. And you must be aware of the app Kahoot. Have you seen that finger fastest first on the KBC? It was on the application of Kahoot, like artificial intelligence apps. So you can do that kind of quiz also. That fastest finger first, whoever answers first, that is the winner. You can grade the students. The student will enjoy it. It's Mentimeter, it's a quiz creation app. So there are so many apps. I think I have exemplified 10 or 12 apps. If you are aware of it, well and good. I think you are technology rich, and you are the clear candidate for the artificial intelligence driven education industry. But if you are not aware of these kind of apps, it's new to you, start from now. There is no harm in starting anything. I think we have to realize the situation. That matters a lot. We have to realize that need is there and we have to do it. Next suggestion I come to my mind is that we have to think about school education a lot. School will be the main places for developing those to practice the students their curiosity, their problem solving skills, their iteration of failures. Schools need to provide learning environment that will enable the students to be creators using a wide variety of physical and digital tools. Because although I don't want to quote through this platform that students are more going to the coaching classes and rather than attending the schools, but I think it's an alarming situation. School education has to be empowered with AI, where the students are practiced for their curiosity, for their problem solving skills. Means I think the education has to be definitely transformed into a new level of educations, AI driven education that will make the real platform. Why we are why we are lacking of the scientists, why we are lacking of the scientists these days. Because although the students are clearing their plus 2 examinations, they are competing for different examinations, but skill set and mindset is not there. They are well versed with the knowledge of the books and all the things, but a scientist needs beyond the content knowledge to develop a vaccine against a COVID-19 kind of a pandemic attack. We don't have a single vaccine available in the market for the dengue, although clinical trials are going on. There are a number of vaccines available in the second and third phase of the clinical trials, but still no fruitful results are there. Nipah virus, Ebola virus, so many viral infections. And the threat COVID-19 is posing to us is in front of all of us. So we have to think it. We have to think it that these digital tools can help to equip the children with the love of learning that will allow them to make sense of their world through hands-on experience. And they will definitely, it will emphasize their collaboration and their creativity. Next thing we have to adopt is the international mindfulness. International mindfulness, that in a digital interconnected world, employees of the future will need to have a global mindset. We have to have a global mindset. Schools and educators must adopt learning to take this into account. For example, history might not be taught from the perspective of one country, but rather than with example from all over the world. Instead of teaching the same languages that have always been taught, school should look at international demands and the languages of emerging markets. And with these words, I think I conclude my talk here and open the house for queries itself. Over to you, Sudhir.
Hello. So, Dr. Rohit, hello. Dr. Rohit, are you getting
Hello.
me?
Yeah, I'm on. Yes,
Rohit?
I'm getting you.
Yeah, Dr. Saab, really, that was so informative talk. And whatever the things you have explained in a very simple way, that definitely will give us so more knowledge to everyone. Whoever be online, they'll definitely, even you would see your comments, everybody is very praising this one. That is very important for that particular era. Because, after coming coronavirus, there would be a new world, the post-corona world. In that situation, definitely will have to be ready for that. And even to save ourselves, not only from the corona, but number of things are available where we have to make a one line. We have to work in a very
Yes.
preventive manner for a longer time. I think so, until unless we would not get that vaccine and other things. But before that, we have to make some distance. We have to be very safe from the other side. So you have given a number of softwares, number of links. number of name of a particular database. I'll say really very remarkable talk was, and especially upgrade the things in the
Sudhir,
technology. Yes, please.
Sudhir, in the last 1 month, I'm feeling like this that I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Whatever I have read through the books, whatever I've gone through the literature, it is outdated. It is completely outdated. And now I have to start afresh. I have to start from zero. But I have started it. I have started it learning. That's why I quoted some of the applications. I was not aware of these kind of application in my earlier phase, but it's amazing. You can create the entire chapter. You can create the entire course through a movie kind of a thing. You can create your characters and you can post that particular course through in the form of a movie to your students. A question came to my mind once. A student asked me that, sir, we don't have internet facility because we are living in a remote area, so how to do it? Manika, you experience the WhatsApp. Is your WhatsApp is working? That much of internet you have? Yeah, sir, we have WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a efficient mean of delivering the lecture.
Yes,
WhatsApp is
absolutely.
a efficient means of delivering the lecture for these kind of students who lives in a remote area. You share 3-4 slides to students on a WhatsApp, then you share your voice message detailing those slides. You see amazing kind of experience. So if a teacher develop a WhatsApp, a movie kind of thing, different module for different chapters, I am hopeful that class will be full, and class will be, I think they will learn like anything. Over to you.
No, Rohit, actually, that is the beauty of a teacher. Once teacher stops at any place, or if you'll just make him close in a one room, teacher just want to give something to the nature, to the people, or the person they are interacting with him. So that is our duty. And I'll say one thing, really, whatever you said to us, I was also blank in that time, and we have decided to make that conference. So we were not aware of that how it would be complete. And today itself, you'll be surprised. Even I'm on air. Before around 11 o'clock, we were not able to know how would we on online or on air. We are not aware of that, but we were continuously trying to get it. And I just apologize for that. Even I said sorry in the morning session, but maybe that is my first term. I can do something wrong in that platform, but I'm trying and I'll try, and I'm 100% sure that I'll just make my efficiency better than before. I'll try for that. So everyone, they are just watching us. Like me, I was motivated with number of speakers. They were online. I was just listening them because I had a number of time. I was available for that to listen someone, because teacher have one more
Yeah, you're
negative
right.
part. He do not want to listen anyone. But I started to listen someone. You just start
Yes,
to
yes,
listen
yes.
someone. And number of people are available online. So the team has
I think,
decided to make.
I think
Yes, please.
I think the each and every teacher, each and every fellow has an inherent capability, has an inherent potential. So we can learn each from everybody. So there is no Lakshman Rekha in this. We can learn from each and everybody, because you see the Divine and International Society has opened his wings a year ago, and see the level of this institution. They have created an online platform. So many institutions in India are not dare to organize an online conference, and not dare to for the participants. You have reached to 10,000, more than 10,000 participants. Hats off to you, hats off to your leadership, hats off to your gurus like Saraf sir. Hats off to all of you for arranging such a platform.
It's a mind feather that we would have a people like you. We would have a friends like you. They always be behind us. They always give a support to us. And today, some of other point you have given to in this talk, international mindfulness or global mindset. Really, that is very important. That is very
Yeah.
important for today's student, because if you do not want to understand other one, you can't think what would be the image of that. If I see the mobile
Yeah, you're right.
in that phase, I don't know what would be in behind of that or in that place. So make a different age, make a different prospects of a particular part. You really need, and you have to be open mind for everyone. You have to think about everyone. You have
I
to
like to
certainly,
I
yeah. Please,
like to
please,
quote
Rohit,
one
please.
thing, connect
Yeah,
connecting to your views, that if the public or 800 million people or 100 million people in India are using TikTok, which is a Chinese app, why we cannot learn the foreign languages? What is the harm in it? हिंदी हमारा देश है, हिंदी हिंदू हैं हम, मानते हैं हम इस चीज को, कोई हमसे छीन नहीं सकता हमारी हिंदी, कोई हमारा अधिकार नहीं छीन सकता, पर लर्निंग सो मेनी लैंग्वेजेस विल हेल्प अस आउट टू रीच द ग्लोब, टू रीच द वर्ल्ड. That is the main purpose. Rather than restricting our child to Hindi only, I think the child has to be explored for as many languages as possible.
absolutely. Even we do not want to be part of only English. He or she should know number of languages, so he would be more communicable and he would reach to the
Yeah,
more and more part. So
yeah,
on that part, APR has done that work. Association of Registered Pharmacists done at that part. Because if we would be
okay,
on a only a one only a, like if we are thinking about from one institution that we are working with Divine, so, no, Divine is an institution where we want to give a platform for education, but our duty for society too. We have to give more than that. We have to take a one more step towards the society. We'll just make a one family because number of societies working in pharmacy sector. So, in the education level, we want to promote a Divine. In the society level, we want to work for the APR. And definitely, whenever the things would come in our hand and the situation would be in control, we'll make a one session in Gwalior with the EPR only. We'll invite the people because
yeah,
some of the students are telling us there should be some practical knowledge or somewhere, or how can we do that practicals of internet or online part. So on that level, we want to work, and that is our duty, because if we will not available that platform, will not get them on that level, we cannot complete our duty. We'll give it to them
yeah,
of
you're right.
one path. We have, that's our duty to give them path. Whatever the performance will be there, that is our duty. We'll just pull them. We'll just give the information, knowledge, whatever the people require, but we would support them to
Yes,
make their particular path. So, Dr.
you're right.
Rohit, it was so lovely talk today, and not only I was so happy to collect number of. I wrote it something that you have. You told us the number of applications. So I was writing at that time, because maybe that can help me to make some slides, to make some classes, to educate my student in the very simple manner or in the visual manner, so they would contain that memory in the for a longer time. So once again,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Dr. Rohit. I think something more
And
that you want to share with us.
uh, yeah, it has been an honor to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to be a part of this, to be able to present my perspective about artificial intelligence before you all. Thank you, and hope we all remain safe from the pandemic outbreak of COVID-19. I would like to urge all the faculty members, all the teaching community, to devote your time, get free trial versions, try to develop the courses, try to develop interactive programs, be with the managements of the institutions. It's a tough time. Don't create a gap between the institutions and yourself. I think we came to know that salaries are a problem, but I think with the positive mindset, The institution will give the salary, definitely they will give the salary, but we have to unite together. Rather than creating a gap, we have to unite together. We have to be positive enough. That is the last saying I would like to say from this platform. Thank you, Sudhir, for your generous invitation for the talk.
Once again, thank you so much, Dr. Rohit, for your valuable time. Thank you very much. So, friends, I think that would be a great journey today. In the evening time, Rohit has given a so informative session. His word was really very connecting for that particular era or the time which we are suffering. Really, technology is very important for everyone. I think in the yesterday, I was not supposed to know about how many people would come to join us or number of person would come to join us for that knowledge training. But only on behalf of that online system or that applications, now we are connecting thousands of people within a second. So that is the beauty of that technology, and hope we will definitely utilize this technology positively and for the sake of benefit of, I would say, for the benefit of the human being. That is our duty to work with them. So as a part of healthcare sector, we would also would like to work on that particular in particular time will work for the society. Friends, now I would also like to share about the tomorrow's program or the session. So in the morning time, we would have a Dr. S.K. Jain sir, Professor of Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Sagar. He would come with us. He would share their valuable talk on coronavirus, all the things related to coronavirus. He would come and share with us. So I request you all be available in the morning time, and the time would be 11:30. So before 2 5 minutes, you can easy to share with our website of Association of Registered Pharmacists. In the evening time on tomorrow, Dr. M. Gupta, professor, associate professor of University of West Indies. He would come with us, and he's also a young teacher and a brilliant mind teacher. He would also share some tips related to the online classes, online working, and all other things that they are sharing during his duties or during his working there. So maintain your academic part, collect the information wherever you want to take, be positive, stay home, and stay safe from corona. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.